Alright, so we got my personal build here. It's been a little while since we talked about this. I've done quite a few upgrades to this bad boy in the last little while, and today we're going to be talking about those upgrades and discussing why this is my weapon of choice. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm so sorry. The uploads have been lacking a little bit recently. I was super quiet with work and had nothing on, and then all of a sudden, now I don't think I'm complaining. It's just unfortunate for you guys. I know you guys love the frequent uploads. I'm still gonna try to post as much as I possibly can for you. We got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline, so stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, YouTube isn't paying me anything yet, and my work is, so priorities. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about this gun. So, of course, this is my personal build, the gun I use on the field most often. Done quite a few videos on this in the past. We do the series called Weapon of Choice, talk about all the upgrades we put into it, why we run the gun the way we do. And the last one I put out was about 2 or 3 months ago, and a lot has changed in the last little while with this gun. I think the way we do it is we work stock to barrel, and we kind of just discuss what all is on the gun and give you guys some pointers yeah, just some tips for upgrading and whatnot along the way. So this is the best gun, the best airsoft gun for me. I could not be happier with the current state of this gun, and I finally feel like it's at the point where I don't really need to upgrade anything else. Once some parts start to break, then obviously, absolutely, I will be doing some more upgrades there. But it's at such a good point now that it really doesn't need anything else until something breaks, of course. So, the base gun is the KWA Ronin T6. This gun came out, I think, early last year, and it is the M-Lock version, of course. But it's just an all-around great gun. I love the size. It's perfect for me. Yeah, it's just super great. So anyway, we'll talk about the stock first. This is the stock on the Ronin T6. I haven't really done much here except this. This is a buffer tube extension from Airtech Studios. If you just Google Airtech Studios, you'll be able to find this buffer tube extension for anyone who has this gun. Highly recommend. It is a must-have for this gun. I love the style of stock. It is super comfortable. It is the best tanker PDW style stock I've seen on the market with this extension here. A lot of them don't have that, like the ARPs and whatnot, and it's a little bit thicker than a lot of the ARPs and whatnot. I really love the stock, and it definitely has the perfect amount of surface area. You don't feel like you're slipping around. It's not uncomfortable. It is great. The only thing I could see myself ever swapping this out for is I have thought about maybe doing a stubby stock, a little short stubby solid stock. I think that would be pretty cool on here. I've seen some people do it, and it definitely looks really good. And it would give me a bit more battery space, but with this buffer tube on here, you're not fighting with batteries at all. And then, of course, we got the new Kraken Airsoft stickers on here. These just came out. You guys can find them in the link below, along with all the other merch. And that's how you guys can support the channel. You guys are always asking me that. So that is a little shameless plug right there. I think they look super cool. They're kind of meant to go onto the buffer tube. That's kind of the purpose of the sticker. And a lot of people run stickers in their buffer tube. I thought it'd be super cool, so there you go. Oh boy, a lot of people are gonna be mad about this. Yeah, I don't have my charging handle in here right now for my bolt, for my hop up. You might be asking, how do you get to your hop up? Yeah, I don't know. I have to figure something out there. But the reason why I don't have that in right now is because this gun, I don't know why. There's some smart things about this gun, but there's also some really dumb things. Usually the charging handles are just attached to the upper receiver, and when you take apart the upper receiver, it all comes out in one. For some reason, KWA thought it would be a cool, funny idea, a funny joke, to put the charging handle attached to the gearbox. Oh, it's a pain. It's a pain, man, let me tell you. I've just been dinking around at the gearbox a lot recently and throwing the gun back together, taking it apart. So it's just one less thing that I have to worry about and take apart. So that's why it's out right now. I will probably be putting it back in later, but I kind of like it. I hate to say it, I kind of like it without it. It's just kind of, I don't know, feels cool. I don't know, it's weird, but anyway, moving on. We got an ambidextrous fire selector. This came stock on the gun, I mean, a lot of people feel like they need an ambi selector. Honestly, I would prefer not to have one. That's one thing I kind of want to change with this gun, is just chop off my ambi, because it kind of gets annoying. I don't know, it's just kind of in the way. This one's kind of fat, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I don't know. And then I've just painted in my safe semi-auto because it looks kind of cool. But that's basically it there. Also, I have an enlarged mag release here, kind of just nice. Nothing wrong with the stock one. I just had an extended one kicking around, and I kind of like the look of it and the feel of it too. Makes just pulling out the mags just a little easier. So that's why we're rocking that. Now, let's get to the juicy stuff, man. So this is the newest addition, actually second newest addition to the gun. You might be thinking, wow, that's a nifty looking trigger. It's unsafe right now. Ho ho, no it's not. This is the full travel of my trigger right now. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. It looks good, feels good, and it barely travels at all. So this is the Maxx Model something or other trigger. I'll put it in the description or some crazy thing. I don't know. But this trigger, let me tell you, it is a great addition to this gun. My biggest complaint with this gun out of the box was the trigger. I mean, like, it was just this, like, it felt like just this speedy little CQB gun. But the trigger was like a curve style trigger, and you had to pull it all the way back to like the back wall of the pistol grip for it to fire. Like, it was just so slow and so clunky. So I've replaced that. I put a gate tighten on the inside, and the two of these combined, just it's a total speedy boy setup, and you can just rip that trigger, wow, and just fire rounds down range. This trigger has adjustable what's it called, uptake and pre-travel and over-travel, I think it's called. So basically there's a screw here that you can adjust, so it will adjust how far forward the trigger sits, if that makes sense. And then there's also one at the back here that adjusts, basically it puts like a stop into the trigger, so it won't allow it to travel back any farther. And then with the gate tighten, you can kind of just tune exactly where your trigger is. So that's kind of what I have it set at right now. I can make it go a little bit shorter, but I don't want it to be like just stupid and unsafe, where it fires and hits me in the toe, or, you know, I shoot my buddy in the back or something like that. I feel like this is a great kind of middle ground where it's super quick, but also very reliable and very safe. So that's my trigger setup, and I'm super happy with it. Newest addition to the gun. Actually, we're talking about the newest addition next. So this is the pistol grip here. We'll go over that. This is not the stock pistol grip, the Magpul MOE M4 style pistol grip, and I love this thing, man. It is great. Let me just show you guys. This was the stock pistol grip here. Nothing wrong with it. This is the PTS style. The PTS style pistol grip. It's actually a nice pistol grip. It's quite long. Whole hand fits on there, no problem. The thing I didn't like about it was the angle it sits on, actually. I found it really bugged my wrist after a long day of playing. I don't know why, but you know, everyone claims this is like the best pistol grip, but this is kind of the earlier model. I had this on another gun, and I switched it over to this one, and my issues went away. But anyway, I've swapped that out, and I love it. It's just on a more of an aggressive angle. And also, the newest addition, this is what I was talking about, was I stippled it. I did a really cool stipple, custom stipple on here. I did it myself. I'm pretty proud of it, not gonna lie. It's kind of like this, kind of like starburst almost kind of pattern. But yeah, I just want to do something a little different and give my gun a bit more grip, especially when I have gloves on. I just found it very slippery, and I was losing the gun all the time. And now, like, the gun's not budging in my hand. It has so much grip. I actually can't believe how much grip it has because of this. And that's why you stipple. It's just to give it a butt ton more grip. And yeah, let's talk about the upper receiver now. A lot of people ask me questions about this. How did you get a golden upper receiver? And actually I spray painted it along with the barrel. It's just a spray paint, a nice metallic spray paint, but it actually turned out really, really good. You gotta clear coat it. That makes a world of difference, and it will just allow it to not chip. And then with the black camo, kind of how I did that, the little stripes, was I just cut out some stencils out of some painter's tape. I used actually like a black wrap, like a vinyl wrap that you would wrap like a car with. Had some of that kicking around. So I just cut out some shapes, drew on the back of it on like the white paper, cut out some shapes, laid it on the gun, and then sprayed it gold. And then when you take off all the little pieces, the little stencils, then it leaves a cool design behind. Yeah, pretty cool. So pretty stoked on that. It's fun to have kind of a flashy gun for social media, especially when you're like kind of like an airsoft YouTuber or whatever, or trying to be. I want people to recognize this gun and instantly know that's the Kraken Airsoft gun, you know? So that's kind of the idea behind it. And yeah, so kind of a fun little design, and yeah, it's just kind of fun, you know? If you play a lot of video games, you always have cool skins in video games, and I just wanted a bit of that reflected on my gun. So that's kind of what we're rocking. Moving on to optics. I've talked about this optic quite a bit on the channel. This is the legendary $20 red dot sight. It's a little micro doctor style RMR kind of sight, and it's really great actually for $20. It's got 2 different brightness settings. I've got a little riser underneath that was also like $10, half the price of the optic, and yeah, I couldn't be happier with it. It's actually taken a few bullets, like it's been shot a few times with BBs, and it's holding up. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but yeah, just clears my flashlight, so I can get a good sight picture, and yeah, super happy with that. But that's my optic. Moving on, we have the stock M-LOK rail up here. I love this M-LOK rail. I'm a huge fan of M-LOK really in general, but this one in particular, I love the length. I love the feel. You can just grip it, like just right around it, and just, oh, it just feels awesome, man. If you haven't tried out an M-LOK rail, I highly suggest doing so. It is great. And then I've also got just a little bottom rail here. That's kind of KWA's signature rail system here with this little bottom rail segment. Don't really know what you can put on there. I mean, I tried like a foregrip, but it's just kind of weird. I don't know. But I like it just as a hand stop almost. Like it just kind of gives you a point to reference. You slide your index finger in there and you just write out. It's actually really, really nice for that. Kind of impractical as a rail, but it looks cool, so I'm okay with it. But it looks cool, so I'm okay with it. And then moving on top, we have the legendary light. Wow. PL Valkyrie Pro. I think that's all it's called. Yeah, from Olight, actually. Shout out to the Canadian companies, right on. This is a great light. It's actually a pistol style light, so it's not very commonly run on rifles, but it's great. I've run more rifle style flashlights in the past, and with the tape switch, but having that cable and the tape switch, why? Like, it's 2020, we got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Why not have some of that cable-free technology in the flashlight, you know what I'm saying? So it's just got these little 2 tabs for ambidextrous turning on, and you can do the same from the other side. Whoa. And yeah, it's got everything you need right in here. Really great flashlight, highly recommend it. Bit expensive, but super worth it. And then our last little bit here, I think this is the last thing we need to talk about pretty much before we go to internals, is the tracer unit. This is the Xcortech XT301 micro tracer unit. It's a mouthful, I know. You might be wondering why it's carbon fiber. I wrapped it carbon fiber because I'm cool like that, and I got my, I also carbon fibered the optic as well. I forgot to go over that, but just kind of something, adds a little bit of texture, adds some bit of flair, and yeah, it's kind of fun. This is a great tracer unit. Super in love with it, super glad I got it. So I think that's basically it. So let's go over the internals now. Now, again, I haven't done a whole lot to the internals, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but honestly, with what I've done to the internals, you don't need a lot of upgrades. Some pretty basic things, like I've got a tightbore barrel, a Prometheus tightbore barrel. This makes this gun a lot more accurate. Highly recommend doing that. And then also a gate tighten. That's the other thing I've kind of gotten done to this. Oh, actually, and the hop up bucking I've got going on is a flat style hop up bucking and nub from Modify. And that just makes it a bit more of a consistent hop, and I definitely enjoy that. And then of course we got the gate tighten for my electronic trigger. Again, this trigger out of the box was awful. It was so bad. So I'm super glad I got that. Again, a bit expensive, but super worth it in the long run. So that pretty much does it for my build. I hope you guys have enjoyed kind of following the progress of this build. I finally feel like it's really done. At this point, it's just kind of maintenance. Yeah, if something breaks again, you know, blow a gear or something, then yeah, well, by all means, we'll throw some better gears in there. Motor blows, yeah, we'll throw a better motor in there. But until then, there's really no point in upgrading this thing. You know, it shoots like 30 some rounds a second, 36 rounds a second or some crazy thing. And trigger response is beautiful, accurate. You know, what else do I need, you know? So I'm just gonna be content with this gun as is. That pretty much does it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see ya in the next video. So stay tuned. See ya!